Hi guys, welcome to a video, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing the film Wild Nights with Emily. Yes, I've finally managed to watch it and here we are. So what's the film about? Wild Nights with Emily is based on the real events of Emily Dickinson's life, including her journey with writing, her attempts to get published, and her lifelong romantic relationship with another woman which was hid from the public for many years. Wild Nights with Emily was also originally performed as a play. The creator of the play in the film, Madeline Olnick, was inspired to write Wild Nights with Emily when she read an article in the New York Times magazine about how new advances in science were changing perception of historical figures, and which described how Dickinson's correspondence was altered to conceal her lifelong relationship with another woman. Olnick used quotes from Dickinson's letters and poems in Wild Nights with Emily to tell the story of this lifelong romantic relationship in Dickinson's own words. So a lot of research went into this production and it really shows. As a fun fact, this film has such a comedic tone because the director mentioned that people don't like to be lectured about feminism. So the comedy is like a spoonful of sugar to help the feminist medicine go down, so to speak. So what did I like about this film? The thing I liked most about this film is it's funny. When I first started watching this film, I wasn't expecting it to be funny, but it was, and I was pleasantly surprised by the humour in the film. I also liked that the film intertwines various periods in Dickinson's life, rather than just focusing on one set period of her life. This really breaks up the film and keeps it moving. I also love that this film in no way pandered to heteronormativity, and the core message of this film was really to reinforce the fact that this romantic relationship between Emily Dickinson and Sue Gilbert had been purposely erased from public view. The film also does a good job of highlighting lesbian erasure and showing the way that history and our perceptions of certain figures become distorted because of it. And really, I think the way that this film tackles lesbian erasure is its biggest merit. There's also a cameo from Guinevere Turner, which I wasn't expecting, but again, pleasantly surprised. I thought the two older actors who were playing Emily and Sue did a fantastic job. I enjoyed their interactions and there was a connection there. They understood the assignment, they did. And I also like that this film is just a fresh take on a period piece. A lot of lesbian period pieces tend to be quite kind of depressing and have a bit more of a somber tone, but this film really kind of turns that on its head and shows that lesbian period pieces don't have to be depressing. Who knew? So moving on to my critiques of this film, I felt like the younger actors who played Emily and Sue were slightly wooden, both in themselves but also with their interactions with each other. I just wasn't really feeling any kind of on-screen presence there. Look, both actors are stunningly beautiful, but watching them interact very much felt like two straight women .jpeg, you know? It doesn't ruin the film, but it kind of just, it takes you out of it a bit, you know? Maybe I'm splitting hairs here, but the ending of the film felt slightly disjointed and a little bit choppy and a little bit rushed. I also feel like the end of the film was a little too on the nose as well. The whole message of this film is that Emily Dickinson has very much been victim to lesbian erasure. But at the end of the film, they really drove that point home to the stage where I was thinking, yeah, you know, I get it. It almost felt like the director didn't trust the audience to kind of get the message. But at the same time, perhaps that was necessary given the damage that lesbian erasure has caused over the years. Overall, I like the film. I think it's a pretty important piece of work. I think the film came from a good place and I appreciate the message that they were kind of putting across. Even if it felt like towards the end of the film they were hitting people over the head with it, I still really appreciate it. But yes, if you're looking for a light-hearted watch, I feel like this film would be a very good fit. I feel like the film would also be interesting to anybody who's into kind of literary history, women's history, or lesbian history, you know, or if you're just a fan of Emily Dickinson. It might be nice to know the truth about her life, you know? Okay guys, if you've seen this film, let me know what you thought of it down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for instant disappointment, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!